just generally then, you say you're looking forward to 2016, 2017 with a sense of planning the future. And I know obviously you have to plan years ahead to book these ports because ports get booked up. Are there any new itineraries that are going to be coming in? We talked about basing a ship in certain areas, but are you going to be heading off down the Amazon, or are you looking to kind of explore a different part? You know, you can maybe go out to Alaska. Are there any new itineraries that you're thinking of introducing?
And I'm allowed to say this because I'm brand new to it, but you know, I love the idea of the Italian immersion. So you would, rather than going and seeing the main Italian ports, you get a chance to go and see some of those lesser known ports and really immerse yourself, particularly if you're an experienced cruiser, in some of the ports that people don't really know or slightly out of the way. I love the idea of following Captain Cook's voyage. You know, my great grandfather was the ship's artist on Cook's voyages. So personally, I'd love to see that. I love the idea of Phileas Fogg around the world in 90 days. You know, let's try that. So for me, there are all sorts of probably completely idiotic. Some of them might stick, but I love the idea of being really, I think, really innovative and let's be really thoughtful about some of the things we could do. So again, I'd absolutely love to hear from any passengers, any customers who think, actually, here's something you could do. You know, you guys are Planet Cruise, so why not? Let's have a competition and say whoever comes up with the best one wins a free cruise. I'd love to do that with you, Keith. I think it'd be a brilliant idea. Send your ideas in. What would you like to do? Whatever we run with, free cruise. You heard it here. What do you think?
Well, I think the idea is great. I mean, I don't have the power to sign it off, but if the powers that be agree with it, I think it'd be great.
Why not? We could definitely do that. Let's hear everybody's idea, because actually, what you and I, we are just looking after this for these amazing passengers that come and cruise with us. That's the most important thing that we're trying to do. So I'd love to hear. I really would. It'd be great.
Okay, we'll keep watching this space, and we'll give you more information about that later. That's fantastic.
Actually.
Okay, now celebrity sailings. You've had Catherine Jenkins on recently, and other big names that have been sailing with you. Craig Revel Horwood as part of the Strictly programme. Are there any plans for that to continue? And if so, are there any new names? David Essex, I believe.
David Essex has been on. We had a wonderful cruise where we had, I think, Toya Wilcox and some of those 80s bands, which makes me feel terribly old. But they were absolutely brilliant. They worked really well. We've got Alfie Bowe, who is coming on, and he's doing a set himself. The Strictly Come Dancing team are coming back for 4 cruises next year, and this year, so starting this year, and they are having 4 dancers on each cruise. So whereas before it was 1 couple, it's now 2 couples, as well as Craig, who's coming all the way through. So we're beefing up our celebrities, not only Strictly but also others as well. So there are some good names that will be announced fairly shortly, which is great.
And I've heard one of the wonderful things about this is that Craig Revel Horwood, of course, you know, he does interviews when he's on board and various other things, but also they have the dance show, and he will give the feedback in a very similar style to that which he does on TV. So he can be quite cutting with it as well.
He's brilliant. He's absolutely great, and in fact, almost the best thing about Craig is that he does the formal shows in the big theatres, and that's all wonderful. But then he will spend, over and above any contract I've got with him, he will then go and spend time walking around the ship, talking to everybody, and everybody gets called darling, and it's just a wonderful atmosphere when he's around. He's just so good at it, and I think he really, really loves it, which is fantastic.
But I think it's lovely, and it's great. So again, you're continuing that idea of celebrity sailings and continuing to move forward for that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that whilst it's absolutely right that we're not going to have our 5 food heroes on everybody's cruise, and we're not going to have the Strictly team on every single cruise or holiday that people go on. Actually, it's just that sense of occasion that you can get actually from a formal night just by putting black tie on, in my opinion. So I think the celebrity element is a nice addition to what we do, but it's not the core of what P&O Cruises offers.